Today, I'm going to show you a new strategy to rank your items on page 1 of eBay search results, and this works even if you're a complete beginner with no feedback or experience selling on eBay. Now, the strategy I'm going to show you today works because it actually moves your items higher up in eBay's search results. And of course, the higher your listings are, the more customers are going to see them and the more customers are going to buy them. You see, eBay is in many ways just a search engine. Customers come here to ebay.com and they type in what it is that they're looking for, and they go through these results until they find something that they want. So for instance, if I were to type in here stand-up desk converter, I would just type that in at the search bar, click on search, and the results eBay is going to give me, and the order of those results is determined by eBay's search algorithm. Now, eBay doesn't tell us exactly how the search algorithm works, but we do know a few things. For instance, we know that eBay will take the words that we search for in the search bar and look for the most relevant results here on eBay that's in their catalog already. The thing is, though, all of these are relevant results. These are all stand-up desk converters. But eBay still ranks some items higher than others. And that's because the algorithm looks at a lot more than just what the product is and how relevant it is to what was searched for. It also takes into account other factors as well. So I'm going to show you step by step my new strategy for ranking your items higher in the search results. But I do want to let you know that you need to get each of these steps correct in order for this strategy to work. So make sure to pay attention to each step and stick around for all of them. Step number 1 is to find a product that people actually want to buy. After all, there's no point in showing up on page 1 of the search results for an item that no one even is interested in purchasing. And the way we do that is by using a product research tool. Now, the one I really use and like to recommend to people is called Zeek Analytics. This can do a lot of different things to help you find winning, trending products to sell. But for right now, I'm going to come into the product research tool here, which is probably the most basic tool it has. And I'm just going to search in here stand-up desk converter. This is going to tell me how popular this item is, and if this is in fact an item that would be a good one to be selling on eBay right now. So coming down here, we can see that, yeah, this is doing really well. There's some really great options here. Like this person is selling this one on eBay. They're selling it for about $70. It's sold 46 times in the past month, over 200 times in total. This one right here has sold 15 times in the past month, 44 times in total for about $95. This one's $75 and is sold over 180 times in total. So all of these are telling me that this is a popular item that is doing well, and it is at a good price point. It's selling at a good price point as well, somewhere in this like high 60s, 70s, even into the 80s, and some even over $90. So if I can find one that's around the same price point with a lot of the same features, it's probably going to do well as well. So I was able to find this one right here on Amazon. It's selling for $45. This is a stand-up desk converter, which is similar to the ones that I found on Zeek Analytics. So for this price point, I could sell it for the same price as the ones that are selling well on eBay and still get some sales and get a lot of profit in there as well. This does qualify for free shipping, so I don't have to worry about shipping either. There's a lot more that goes into product research. I just wanted to make sure that you're aware of this step. I'll give you a resource at the end for how you can learn more about how to do product research. But for now, let's move on to the second step, which comes into play when we actually start listing our items. The second step here is to actually list the item onto eBay, but we're going to do it in a very particular way. So first, to help me do this, I'm going to use a dropshipping tool called AutoDS. This software will list the items for me onto eBay, and then will change the price and the stock levels of the items on eBay if those change on my supplier's website, which in this case is Amazon. By the way, I've put together for you a free guide that covers all of the software I recommend for eBay dropshipping. Inside of this guide are links to all the software I cover in this video, plus some more. And there's going to be links to that software that will give you a free trial. So you can get a free download of this guide at the first link down below. But back to AutoDS, let me show you an example of how this works. So if this is the item I want to sell, all I need to do is copy down the URL for this product and come over here to AutoDS and click on Add Products. Single product, and I will now paste in that URL. Now I'll click where it says Edit Now Quick. This is going to pull in all of the information from Amazon. You can see how quickly that worked, right? It brought in the main image, it brought over the title, it automatically created tags for it. It will bring in the description, any variations. So in other words, this is available in different colors. It will bring all of those in. It will also bring in the images as well. Now, every time you list an item on eBay, it's going to require you, eBay is going to require you to upload a photo of the item. Now, while eBay doesn't make you upload more than one photo, we know that the more photos you have, the higher your listings will show up in the search results. So if you're selling items you have at home, just take 12 good photos of the item. If you're dropshipping like I do and using this software, make sure to use all of the photos that are given to you by your supplier, like Amazon in this case, and then repeat them until you max out the maximum number of 12 listings. And luckily, if you use AutoDS, you can tell it to do that in the settings. It will actually automatically duplicate all of these until you have at least 12 images. That way you max it out and really take advantage of that feature of eBay's algorithm. So that's something I never have to worry about because it's in the AutoDS settings. But what I will spend a minute doing is making sure that I pick the best main image for this item. So right now, if I were to list this item, the main image, in other words, the one that shows up here on the search results page, would be the same one that appears first on Amazon, which is this one right here. And we can see that on AutoDS, that is the main image right here at the top. Now, what I may want to do is I may want to change that main image. That way, if someone else is selling this same product, I will have a different image from them and I will stand out. Now, this doesn't always work because usually the main image is the best image that clearly demonstrates what the item is, but sometimes another image works just as well, sometimes even better. So for instance, this one right here, this one still fully demonstrates what the item is, but it's different from the main image that's given to us by Amazon. That way I can stand out. Or you may even choose a different color if you want. I particularly like this one right here. So that's the one that I'm going to go with. Now, next thing we're going to do is we are going to optimize the title as well. So if we come over here to the product tab, this is the title that is given to us. Now this title is optimized for Amazon, but it is not optimized for eBay. This is very important because eBay, again, is a search algorithm. It is going to be based, the search results, on partly the words you put in here, which are going to match up with the words in the title of the items. So you do want to make sure that your title is full of words that people actually search for when they are looking for this item. So if we return back here to Zeek Analytics and I click on the left where it says Title Builder, this will help me figure out what things people actually search for when they're looking for items on eBay. So if I type in here, what do we have? A stand-up desk converter, and click search. This will give me all the results for this. It's going to tell me that the word desk has an average search volume of 11,000, standing has an average search volume of 6,000, converter has 6,000, stand has 6,000. So I want to use these most popular words. These are the ones I want to fill my title with, as long as they make sense. You know, don't add in words that don't accurately describe the item, but spend a few minutes grabbing all of these keywords. And there's long tail ones over here as well, right? We have converter, two-tier stand, that's pretty popular. Desk converter, desk riser, these more long tail keywords, I should say, are ones that you might want to throw in there as well. And you can just modify it right here inside of AutoDS. After optimizing the images and the title, there's one final thing we need to do before we list the item, and that's to optimize the price. And this is where our new strategy really begins to appear. You see, your goal right now is for your listing to gain traction. If you can make some sales on your items, then they are going to continue to sell even after you raise your prices. So the best strategy in the beginning is just really to break even on your items, or maybe even to sell at a little bit of a loss. Then once your items start selling, you can raise your prices and really start to make some money. And this is a very powerful strategy. If we look at this seller right here, we can see that this item is sold over 200 times. And I can almost guarantee you that this seller sold their item at no profit or maybe even a little bit of a loss for their first couple of sales. And then they raised the prices, and now things are really starting to snowball and they're making a lot more money with their sales. So this is very powerful. Let me show you how to do this inside of AutoDS. So you can get this inside your settings. So if I come down here on the bottom left inside of settings, you can change your settings for each of your suppliers. So here I can come into Amazon settings and click on pricing. And I can change this so that I just break even on my sales. Like I'll change my profit percentage to 0 for this. And then what you want to click on after you click on save for this is you want to click on where it says automations. And I'll click on add automation. And I'll call this one raise prices. Okay. And I'll click on next. And it says pricing when sales increase. So when the number of sales is more than once per, if we change this to week, so once we get to a point where the item is selling at least once a week, I want to raise it by a certain amount. So you can raise it by 1%, 2%, you can raise it by a certain dollar amount, whatever it is that works for you. You can go ahead and change this in here. So I'll put in here, I want to raise the price by 1% up to a limit of 10%. And then I'll click on next. But if it's not selling more than once per week, I actually want to lower it by 1% down to a limit of whatever it is that you want, and then click on next. And then you can assign it to specific products. So that way, this can be automated for you, this entire process. If it sells, the prices are going to go up. If it doesn't sell, the prices are going to go back down, all automatically for you to fully take advantage of this strategy. The final step here is to use promoted listings for your items. If we come back to these search results right here, you can see at the top that some of these items, it says sponsored on them. That means these are promoted listings. These sellers are paying a little bit of extra just to get higher up in the search results. But the cool thing is that these sellers only pay money if someone actually clicks on this and then buys it. So if no one clicks on this, they're not charged any money. And we have an ability to incorporate this into our overall strategy pretty easily. What we have found is that this is very effective if you list your items at the break-even point and then run a promoted listing campaign around 1%. That will mean that you are operating at a small loss for now, but like we said before, once your items start selling, the campaign in AutoDS, or the settings in AutoDS rather, will raise the prices for you automatically, and that's when you really begin to make money with this. So that is the overall strategy, but like I said earlier, this all starts with picking the right products to sell. So if you want more help with how to do product research, then I suggest you watch this video right here. So click here and I'll see you there in just 1 second.